America.
Welcome to the eulogy, eat it up. It's called political buffoonery.
Hello and welcome to Buffoon of the Week. We're a show that reviews last week's news and current events in search of the dumbest newsmaker of the week. You see, we nominate people, and then you vote by either leaving a comment below this video or by going over to our website at buffoonertheweek.com. Last week, you voted for failing wannabe pillow magnate David Hogg as Buffoon of the Week for failing to complete basic business practices, like securing his company's name for trademark. David, my friend, you had one job, man. One freaking job. You even beat out Cardi B, for goodness sakes. This week, we're taking a break from our weekly buffoonery because, frankly, we're in buffoon overload with the Biden administration. I mean, we haven't even reached the 100-day mark, and there is too much to talk about. So, we decided to sit down and make a list of the top 5 buffoonish moments of the Biden administration so far. But before we get to the list, please take a moment to smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to our show. Oh, and when you do, be sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss another one.
All views and opinions expressed here are not necessarily of the mainstream media and may offend some listeners. It's called political buffoonery.
Coming in at number 5 is the buffoonish manner in which the Biden administration handles communications. Compared to the wide access to the president that the Trump administration gave to the press, this White House has put up more barriers to access than Nancy Pelosi has at the Capitol.
Press, let's go. We're moving out. Press, let's go. Press, let's go, you guys. Come on, press. We're gonna move out. Let's go, press. Let's go. Come on, press. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Crisis at the border, sir.
I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nance, whatever you want me to do.
Biden may be the only one in the administration that's happy to take questions. But protections aside, the communications team also suffered an embarrassing blow when Deputy Press Secretary T.J. Ducklow threatened to destroy a reporter working on a story about his relationship with a journalist at Axios that covered the Biden administration.
Expressing his profound regret. The ask, he has been placed, as you noted, on a 1-week suspension without pay. And in addition, when he returns, he will no longer be assigned to work with any reporters at Politico.
I mean, come on, no reporters at Politico? I mean, how feckless is that? And then she said, this is Jen Psaki moments ago releasing this, quoting, "We accepted the resignation of T.J. Ducklow after a discussion with him this evening. This conversation occurred with the support of the White House Chief of Staff. We are committed to striving every day to meet the standards set by the president in treating others with dignity and respect, with civility and with a value for others through our own words and our actions." Yesterday, it was a 1-week suspension. That was good enough. And he's not going to be, engaging with Politico reporters anymore. Today, we're holding up the president's mandate of we're going to fire you if you disrespect anybody.
And then, of course, we haven't even mentioned the day-to-day buffoonery of Press Secretary Jen Psaki, who avoids giving straight answers like the plague.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back with I'm happy to circle back with you. I can circle back. I will have to circle back on that one. That's an excellent question. Oh, such an important question. We will circle back with you, and we'll circle back with you. It's an interesting question, but we'll circle back. I'm happy to circle back.
Sure, Jen, we'll be sure not to hold our breath. Say what you want about the Trump administration, but at least you got answers, even if you didn't like them. Number 4 is particularly infuriating as President Biden tries to take credit for everything related to COVID-19 vaccinations and trashes the Trump administration's development of vaccines during Operation Warp Speed.
While scientists did their job in discovering vaccines in record time, my predecessor, be very blunt about it, did not do his job in getting ready for the massive challenge of vaccinating hundreds of millions of Americans. He didn't order enough vaccines. He didn't mobilize enough people to administer the shots. He didn't set up a federal vaccine centers where eligible people could go and get their shots.
When we came into office, the prior administration had contracted for not nearly enough vaccine to cover adults in America. We rectified that.
And how about this whopper?
When you and I talked last, we talked about it's one thing to have the vaccine, which we didn't have when we came into office.
We just are getting some breaking news. We've got a live shot there of President-elect Joe Biden getting his COVID-19 vaccine. He and incoming First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, both doing this publicly, receiving their doses, their first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine in Delaware.
What a bunch of malarkey. But hey, on the plus side, he doesn't tweet mean things, right? Number 3 is all about President Biden's stimulus shell game. Many credit this statement from then President-elect Biden for helping Democrats take the Georgia Senate runoff elections.
By electing John and the Reverend, you can make an immediate difference in your own lives, the lives of the people all across this country, because their election will put an end to the block in Washington on that $2,000 stimulus check. That money that will go out the door immediately. Tell people who are in real trouble. Think about what it will mean to your lives. Putting food on the table, paying rent, paying for your mortgage, paying down the credit card, paying the phone bill, the gas bill, the electric bill.
Well, that wasn't exactly true now, was it? Checks didn't come immediately after the Biden administration took office, and the dollar amount went from $2,000 down to $1,400, leaving many Georgia voters very upset, in fact enraged, at Biden and the Democrats' apparent betrayal. It's just another classic example of a politician saying that what they said is not what you heard. Number 2 on our list is both funny and sad at the same time. Here's a few clips of President Biden showing that he's, well, you know, judge for yourself.
Just want to thank you both, and I want to thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there. With regard to the filibuster, I believe we should go back to a position of the filibuster that existed just when I came to the United States Senate 120 years ago. So the best way to get something done, if you hold near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, we're going to get a lot done.
Now that last one has been making the rounds with millions of views. But what didn't make the rounds is what happens afterwards. Watch closely at what President Biden does.
Hang on. Sorry. Oh, Sing Ming, Miss Kim.
What Biden is doing is using a predetermined list of journalists to call upon, and he had note cards with points to make ready to go. Now, everyone has their own way of speaking, and these items are not out of the ordinary. But when taken collectively with these other examples, they certainly don't help with the perception that President Biden is on a steady decline. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show. The top of our list is reserved for the Biden administration's handling of the present border crisis. We should probably start with what then-candidate Biden said on the campaign trail.
Are you prepared to say tonight that you and President Obama made a mistake about deportations? Why should Latinos trust you?
What I would do as president is several more things, because things have changed. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum.
Now, don't you think that any would-be migrant who had heard what Biden say would just surge the border? They're not lawyers to know who's seeking asylum or not. Apparently, some of those migrants heard that call. Of course, because Biden encouraged a surge, he surely had a plan for these poor people. I mean, nothing like putting kids in cages, am I right?
Shocking new photos from inside a Texas facility show horrific conditions for migrant children crammed into little plastic cages. One pod is at nearly twice the capacity and is holding more than 400 unaccompanied male minors.
Okay, well, that can't be good. You know what? I'm sure the president or the vice president, one of them will want to go down to the border to see what's going on for themselves.
Are you thinking of going to the border?
At some point I will, yes.
Do you want to see firsthand what's going on in those facilities?
I know what's going on in those facilities.
Not today, but I have before, and I'm sure I will again. Yeah.
Okay, are these freaking buffoons kidding me or what here? Lord only knows if these migrants are being let in with COVID. Oh no, not another clip.
President Biden's administration itself is exposing Texans and Americans to COVID-19 through illegal immigrants that they are allowing to come into the state of Texas who are positive for COVID-19 and being released into Texas communities.
The rapid tests that were given down there in Brownsville at the bus stations, about 108 of them tested positive. So that creates a situation that basically they are letting people that are positive get on buses, and with the permiso, the notice to appear, they can go anywhere in the United States.
Okay, you see, this is why no one can take the Biden administration seriously. The level of hypocrisy being shown here at the border is astounding. Kids in cages, no COVID restrictions being enforced. If all of this happened under the Trump administration, we'd be getting ready for impeachment number 3. Without a doubt, this is the height of presidential buffoonery. And that wraps up our list. Did we hit all the high points that you wanted to hear? Is there something else that we should have included or taken something else out? Let us know in the comments what you think. And be sure to please subscribe, like the video, hit that notification bell so you can come back next week, where we'll have 2 more nominees, but only one can be Buffoon of the Week.